VW Crafter 2025 model. Today we're going to be adding power folding mirrors, but just not any power folding mirrors, original Volkswagen option fitted to the factory specification. Now this car is 2025 and we already done the reversing camera previously for it, so you can see it's there already. And what we're going to be doing on this is we'll be adding original Volkswagen Power Folding Mirrors fitted to the factory specification. So what's actually involved in doing this work? Let's have a look. So upon entering, you'll notice obviously the car doesn't have this option yet because it's got the normal, as you can see, the car is a little bit dirty, so I'm sorry for that, but obviously it's being used already by the customer, so it is a workhorse for him. So yeah, going back to the mirrors. Here you can see the switch that has the control for the left and right mirror and the heating only option. It doesn't have the folding option yet. And as you can see, the mirror, I can see there, it's still there. So we're going to be adding that to the car. So it'll be fully coded to work as from factory. So let's actually look at what's involved. So the list of parts vary from car to car, van to van, depending on the specification. On this particular one, we need to replace the mirrors actually with the motors. This is the part that you need. That's the part that attaches to the body of the car. So you can see here actually. So that part here is here. So you will see that's the new part, and it has the motorized bit that will fold the mirrors automatically, obviously all the wires. So that's the new part that needs to be replaced. So you have to get the entire shell of, the shell actually stays, which is the, so this bit is refitted, but from here and all the guts from inside needs to be replaced. As you can see, that's the bit you need to replace. And the rest that is already existing on the car is put back on there, so you keep the original look, and obviously this one has an indicator that stays on there as well. Now, in addition, obviously the thing I showed you already, here, this is the button that has the heating that was on the other one here. I showed you, let me just open it again, so you can see the one currently factory fitted, and the new one that'll be sitting in there has the folding option. So the heating bit is moved to the side, but still at the bottom. Here is in the middle. The rest is the same. So that needs to be replaced. And also on this car, you need to replace the door control modules. It looks like this. They have to be coded, parameterized to the car. Otherwise, just replacing it won't work. It's not a plug and play simple job. It is quite heavily coding and parameterization involved on this job. So we're gonna fit all the parts that we just showed you to the car, but first to do that we have to remove the mirrors, install the new ones, remove the door panels, change the door control modules, check the wiring and all that, and obviously at the end there will be all the coding and parameterization. So let's get to it and we show you during the process what's involved, how it goes. Now, one of the most delicate things on this job is actually removing the mirror glass from the whole mirror. It sits on the special brackets, it's pushed in, and we don't recommend trying to use any levers to get it out, because you will just shatter the mirror. The best thing to use is the suction tools that you can just attach like this and then pull the mirror out. It sits on the special brackets that is just pushed in, so when you can pull it out using tools like this, and you will avoid damaging it, as the glass can be expensive to replace. Right, this is how the mirror is removed when it's pulled, and I can show you here how it sits on the special brackets that is pushed in, clipped onto this round bracket. That's how the mirror comes out. That's how it sits. And actually, it's on this Crafter. To remove it, we needed two people, because one had to hold the plastic shell while the other person was pulling the mirror to avoid damaging. And it came out. Then you've got the two wires, obviously for the heating, and these have been disconnected now. They sit at the bottom here. So that's how it looks when it's removed. Now, next stage is stripping down the whole thing. Once the glass is removed, also you can see screws that are holding in place this bracket as well as the back bracket here. So if you try to remove this out without removing these, you will damage it and will have to replace everything. So you need to make sure you have these removed. This is the process to dismantle the whole mirror. Okay, we've got the mirror stripped down. So that's the main bit that I was showing you. We've got the glass out, and we've got this shell out, and then you can see the outer bit that contains of 3 parts: the lower bit, the indicator, and the top bit, all removed. This is how they are held. So these are the screws where it was held by in here. You can see, and also at the bottom here, there were also 2 screws holding it from there. So that's out, and then these screws were actually here, 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Obviously we got that out, and also now you can see on the left side in the Crafter, it also has this plastic film, and it's not just a film, it's actually the antenna for the radio. So your reception for your radio is in this mirror. On the, for example, transporters, you have it on the left mirror and the right mirror, because one is DAB, the other one is FM. On this one, it's only one side here. It looks like from here. So we need to get this all out. This is the connection and the booster here, you can see. And then this whole thing will go out and be replaced for the parts I showed you earlier. Well, the technicians still work on the other side. I show you this one now that's fully stripped out. This is how it looks down to the body, where everything sits in here, and the wiring goes through there and inside into the comes out this way, and this is where the door control module sits, which needs to be replaced for the new one. And all the connections are here. So this is for to control the mirror, obviously, but also the windows and the central locking and so on. And this is actually here, you can see this is the motor for the windows. So this makes the window go up and down. So it sits in here, and the window itself, obviously, it's not here, it's sitting inside. You can see a little bit of glass. So it's behind this, access to it is behind this foam here. So that's how the construction of once you remove the door panel, that's how it looks actually inside. So on this side, the passenger side, we already got the mirror in, the whole shell. The glass is not present, but all the wiring is there. We actually had to swap this mechanism which controls the mirror that goes up and down, left and right. So this round bracket that actually the glass clips onto also controls that, and we had to remove it. So I can show you here from the old one, the arms. You've got the bit that attaches to the car, and then obviously it's held by the bolts, and then you've got this arm that holds the mirror. It's actually just an empty shell now, because everything has been stripped down. You've got some wiring left, but there's no mechanism, there's no electronics left on it. And on the inside here, we've got the door control module already replaced, so the new one is sitting in place. This is the old one that was there, and the new one is fitted. And obviously it all depends on the car specification, because there are different models, different part numbers. So it all depends on the specification, because, for example, cars might have side assist and things like that, and then obviously this will be different. So depending on the spec, these always vary. And on some of them, you've got more connections, so you have to do more wiring as well. On this particular one, it didn't need any additional wiring. All the wiring was already there with the new mirror, so we could just add it to it. We didn't have to add anything ourselves. But on its own, this module is empty. There's no data in it. So actually, it will not do anything now. It will just, because there's no data. So now the important job will be to get this parameterized and coded to the car, so all the functions that were already present fully work. And in addition, the folding mirror option that we're adding, that will be also supported through this new door control module. And that's the same on the other side that we have. So there's 2 of them, and obviously the switch that I showed you earlier. Okay, now we've got the glass back in, we've got everything connected. The door itself, the door card, the door panel is back in as well. Everything is connected. So actually now is the time to do the coding. And the way it's happening, it's all on those screens. I'm going to show you as well. So here we're gonna access the door control modules that we were discussing earlier, and we're just gonna add data to them. So that means parameterize them and get it all coded so all the functions are working. So this is where all gonna happen. This is the Otis, official Otis computer that we're gonna access it for it and do all the work through there. This sort of parameterization and coding can take between 20 minutes to an hour. So I leave the guys to it, and when it's done, I'm gonna come back and then we can see how it's all working. Okay, the coding and the job is completed. So actually now we can see the car, the van with the folded mirrors already. I've got the keys here, so let's actually test it and see what happens. So let's press the unlock button. Lights come up and the mirrors erecting as well. So all as factory. And now if I lock the car, then they go back in as factory specification. Now let's actually see as well how it works from inside with the newly installed switch. Let's come in, and you can see now the new switch that I showed you earlier is installed. It's got the folding option here, so we can go inside. Let me sit in, switch on the ignition, and now with a twist of this knob, you can see the mirrors. I'm going to twist it to the folding position, and they are folding on both sides, there and here, folded. And if I undo it, let's go to the mirror bit, then they go out. So all done to the factory specification. So you've got all the same settings and the same setup. In addition to those physical buttons and obviously the locking, unlocking with the remote, it also comes up here now. If I go on the menu and click mirrors, you can have them set up to fold when locking. This option now is available in the menu, so it's all fully coded as intended. So in the summary, you've seen what's involved in doing Power Folding Mirror upgrade to Volkswagen Crafter, and what parts we've used. And again, parts are vehicle specific. It's very important to remember that not all cars are built the same. Even cars from the same age and production and so on, they'll have a different specification, and different parts will be required for the installation. So on this one, we've showed you what parts were needed, and this is 2025 Volkswagen Crafter model. So you've seen what was involved, and how it's all done to the factory specification, and obviously we've adapted it fully, so it's fully coded, fully adapted, so all working as per factory, working from the remote as I showed you when locking and unlocking the car, works from the newly replaced switch that is in the panel here now, and works also from the new setting option that you have in the infotainment system that you can control now with the from the infotainment screen. And Volkswagen Power Folding Mirror upgrade, it's only one of the options that we offer for Volkswagen Crafter models, and one that is also very popular and we do is the original Volkswagen reversing camera upgrade, and we've made another video showing you that as well. So click on the video here and watch how the original Volkswagen reversing camera is added to the Crafter and down to the factory specification. So click and watch that next.